Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Just recently, one of my friends here on YouTube, Dolores, I'll leave a link to her channel below. She's got lots of fun stuff going on there. She'd been looking on my blog and must have been looking at some older posts and asked me about my trash dolls, which is what I used to call them. And she said she'd be interested to see how I made them. So I've been out in the garage because I haven't got room for them in here at the moment, but I couldn't bring myself to throw them away. So I had to go out in the garage and found them stuffed away in an old box along with some tags that I used to make as well. So what I'm gonna do is quickly show you my trash dolls so you can get an idea of what they're like, and I will put together a little, I say tutorial, but it's probably not as grand as a tutorial really, because they're quite straightforward to make. And so if you wanted to be able to join in with me, you could start collecting up bits and pieces you need now, and then I'll do it in a couple of weeks. So let me show you first of all what trash dolls are. I made up the name myself. I don't know if anybody else has done this, but yeah. So this is probably one of my favourites. So this is Twiggy. I started off with a whole load of, I think I typed vintage faces into Google and found a whole lot of images to use for the little faces, and this one's a face of Twiggy from back in the 60s. Basically these trash dolls are made with trash, that's why I call them that. They're all boxes, some of them were just medicine boxes, empty ribbon spools. These little stripy legs, I think I just rolled paper up. I had scrap paper that I just rolled up and painted, and then I used scraps of pattern paper and book paper and things like that to cut the little dress shapes, bits out of magazines. I typed up little words on my typewriter, but you could definitely cut out words from magazines instead. And I used a combination of acrylic paints. Did I use any ink? Yeah, I've used some just black ink, archival ink to stamp on them here and there. Yeah, really just got all bits of toilet roll. So I'm going to quickly whiz through them just to give you an idea. And if you do fancy joining me, I think this might be quite a fun one to do as another live stream, because I did say I'd do another live stream sometime. Yeah, I'll do it in a couple of weeks or so. So if you fancy joining in and having a go at some of these, start collecting up little boxes now and other things you might find useful. Get some faces printed off. If you just type in vintage faces into Google, I'm sure that's what I did, you'll get all sorts of things come up. Or like that one was just cut out of a magazine, for instance. I think this came out of a, you can go onto Etsy or whatever and buy downloadable printable collage sheets. I think that came from that, but as I say, you could just as well cut them out of a magazine. I've covered them with scraps of old book paper just to give it a bit more of an interesting background, and then I've painted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to whip through these and really quickly and drop them back into the box from whence they came. I just wanted to give you a little sort of preview so you know what I'm talking about, and it'd be quite nice if one or two people joined me in the live stream and sort of made some along with me. So here we go. So I say that was one of my favourites, Twiggy. I liked the ones with legs. So the idea is they just stand on a shelf and you can put a little message. You could send these to a friend, or I think it'd be a nice little gift thing, and every time you look at them they make you smile, and they've got a little fun little message on them. That's definitely one of my favourites. Some of them got a bit broken, been shoved away in the garage. You can also, it's a nice way to use up odds and ends like this that I'd got, just any little bits and pieces you got stashed away, you can use up. Some of them have got little button feet, so if you've got a whole load of buttons to use up. That was just a piece of paper. Yep, send in the clowns. That one says, hang on. Yeah, I've typed them up on my old typewriter. You can usually see in the background in my, yeah. But like I say, you could just as well cut them out of a magazine or book. I quite liked the idea of painting contrast colours inside the boxes. Yeah, I think I've used golden acrylic paints, but you could use ink, whatever. It's quite nice to use something a bit transparent so you can see, rather than a solid acrylic paint, so you can see the type, the print through it. But again, depends on what look you want. It's another one with the little leggies. I cut out the wing shapes for those. Mr. Moonface. I don't know where I got that hat from. It's something I'd stashed away and didn't want to throw away, I guess. Oh, she's a bit broken, this one. Live the life you have imagined. I'll probably cut that out of scrapbook paper. Yeah, she's quite a favourite too. Little bits of old lace and stuff. You could use bits of old ribbon that you've got stashed away. That one's very simple. Just It's quite nice. These really simple, straightforward shape ones are quite nice, sort of in threes on a shelf or whatever. Yeah, so there's a few like that. Yeah, all different sizes. I like the contrasting insides. Quite enjoy that. It's quite cute. I liked the face on that one. I think I used, these were all scrapbooking paper scraps that I'd got. This one I've given her little kind of wheels. They don't really turn around or anything. They're just, but she will stand up on them. She used to. Yes, there we go. She actually will stand up on them. And then it's quite fun to put things inside the cavities. Have I got one where I've done that? Maybe I just thought it was a good idea and never got around to doing it, but I think it'd be really fun to put something inside there as well. It's quite a fun one. I think I made this out of an old, I did a thing ages and ages ago on my blog, like years ago, where I took an old bag I was going to throw away and just thought, I'm going to see what I can make out of this. And I made the lining and the zips and had everything I made. I didn't throw very much of that old bag away. And this was one of the things, the zip and the, yeah, bits of the outside of the bag that I die cut and made into this embellishment and got used on there. So well, that's a head. Oh, I don't know where that one was going. It's quite a funny one. Yeah, I think some of these I hadn't actually finished. These were sort of part done. That's quite a good one that, yes, does stand. That one's got a little hat on. And there we go, the last two. Oh, look, a heart's fallen out here. Now, that was what that came from. It's obviously something I didn't want to throw away, but thought would be fun to use on these, and I haven't actually stuck it on very well. So that was them. If you fancy having a go at making some trash dolls, start collecting up some little boxes and things, and in a couple of weeks or so I will either do a live stream or just do a tutorial on here. I have to have a think about that, but yeah. Now, one of the reasons, before I forget, one of the reasons I wanted to quickly do this is for anybody watching who is thinking about doing some online art classes. Susie, I'm thinking of you if you're watching. But anybody else as well who might be thinking about it and isn't sure. Oh, I've just left one behind. I think there might be one day left. There's this thing called Art Bundles for Good, and I didn't do the last couple. I think I've done 2 or 3 before. We're on year 6 now, so the Art Bundles for Good number 6 is out. They only ever sell them for like a 5-day thing. I think there's 1 day left, so I will leave a link below to them. I think they were really good. They're a really good cause. A lot of the I think it's 25% of the profits goes into their chosen charity, but you can look that up on the website. But it's something like $106, $109. It worked out 80 something pounds in the UK. I think there are 85 different teachers. They all give their classes for nothing. And when I've signed up before, what I've found is it's not just like 85 lessons. Each one of those provides several different lessons. Each one of them, there'll be links to other free things that they're offering. So I found that investment of 80 something pounds, maybe it was did it work at 85 pounds, just gave me way more than a year's worth, way more. And so what you can do is pick and choose the ones that really appeal to you. There's a whole variety of things, down from painting to printing to there's even some kind of digital stuff. There's just all kinds, so many different kinds of teachers. They all give their resources for nothing, and they support a very worthy charity. So I've signed up for it, and I just wanted to quickly mention, it's probably a bit late really, but if you see this and you see it quick enough and you're interested, I'll leave a link to Art Bundles for Good. And just yeah, I would thoroughly recommend, if you're looking for an online art class and you're not sure, it's a really good bargain. It's a bit of an investment, but I mean, it works out at less than £1 per teacher, and each teacher you get so much from. So that's my little plug for Art Bundles for Good. out the way. And there was one more thing I wanted to show you. How long have I been going on for? Oh, all right, only about 10 minutes or so. So while I was looking for the trash dolls, they were shoved in this box in the garage, and in with them were my old tag books. Now, I haven't looked at these for ages, but I thought you might enjoy a quick flick through. So I shoved them. Obviously I haven't got room for them, but I couldn't quite bring myself to throw them away. I think I did throw some away in my recent clear out, but these escaped because they were in the garage. So I used to be really into making tags, and I think tags are a really good way to do just a small little project that won't take very long, and doesn't take up very much supplies, and you can just experiment with lots of different things. I used to be on the Tag Tuesday team. I don't know if Tag Tuesday is still going, but they used to set a theme every week and you'd all share your work. That was quite fun. And then I followed Tim Holtz. I used to do 12 tags of Christmas and do a different idea for every day, and yeah, I used to do all sorts of things. So I actually haven't looked at these for years, so it might be a bit cringy, I'm not sure. And then I made these books to kind of store them in, but I just haven't got space. So let's have a look. If it was too cringy, I can always cut this off. That was that. I'm not sure. I'm going to watch that back and see if I'm going to include much of that. I think I need to pick out probably half a dozen of them that are worth hanging on to, and I need to let myself part with the rest, because there's no point in keeping them in a box in the garage, really. Hope you enjoyed that little peek at that. I will leave links below to the Bundles for Good, and I'm going to get this Art Bundles for Good, and I'm going to get this uploaded really quickly, just in case anybody is interested in that. You need to be quick. I think tomorrow is the last day, and after that they just don't sell it anymore. But yeah, if not, if you've seen this later and you missed the boat, just make a note. It's about the same time every year, so I would thoroughly recommend. Stop waffling. Thanks very much again, and I will see you. Thanks again for joining me today, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.